not only a sport I enjoy playing, but an excuse to get together with friends and teammates at your local dive bar. I was quick to say I know how to play pool. It fast, jump up, start hitting the balls at full force. But after getting well affiliated with the game and playing with some excellent talent in the APA League, I saw 8 Ball for what it was, a game full of critical thinking, strategy, and a lot of competitive nature. This new love for a game I thought I knew how to play started at Pogo's Bar and Grill, located in Van Nuys, a city of the San Fernando Valley. Although that wasn't my first time picking up a pool cue, it was where I polished up my game the most. Let me introduce you to the APA, the American Pool Players Association, and its league, a great way to take your pool playing skills to the next level. Where the competition varies in age, school, and ethnicity, first I'll introduce to you the popular league for pool players and the history of the sport. Second, we'll go over the pool stick, also referred to as a cue. Third, take a look at my involvement with the sport and its culture over time. American Pool Players Association started in 1981 by two professional pool players and billiard Hall of Famers, Terry Bell and Larry Huber. Made it possible for teams all around the nation to come together and enjoy and compete and enjoy the same passion of the game. An article written by the APA states that the dreams were made possible by big sponsors like Anheuser-Busch, who came along in 1979, a major break for them. In the beginning, it was hard to get the organization off to a profitable start, but with support like this behind them, the APA hosted its first national championship in 1981 St. Louis for a cash prize of $12,000. Although billiards is one of the oldest games to exist, it resembled and originated from a game played outdoors in the 15th century. It evolved from a long game similar to croquet played in Europe. This is why the felt, which is the cloth liner on the table, is green to simulate grass. Richard Logan wrote an article January 18th, 2023 on azbilliards.com where it states that the development of the professional side of the sport was a long and arduous process. In the beginning, it began in the 19th century. This is when the first pool table tops appeared and the game grew in popularity. The APA has also been recognized as one of the top small businesses and home based franchise opportunities in the world. In 2010, Forbes magazine ranked APA as the second top 20 franchise to start. Having such a popular worldwide association to participate in, the history of success from the business aspect is not hard to believe. In my experience playing in these leagues, they stay in business by charging to become a member of the association, having the team dues on match night for each player, and entry fees for any tournaments. So, enough of the history lesson. Let's get to one of my prized possessions, the artifact I chose, my shooting pool cue. One of the most important tools used to get the win against your opponent. Once you get more serious with the game pool, you learn the importance of having decent equipment to execute your game plan better. I'll give you an example of the evolution of the pool cue when the popularity and demand grew. Also, the introduction of the breaking cue used in the match to keep you from damaging your shooting stick. The pool cue is essential to the game. The modern stick used is much different from back then. Maces were in their place. The mace has a lot of similarities to modern day pool sticks, except for one important detail: the head. Unlike straight head of a pool cue, the mace was much bigger and was used in the 1600s. They found the stick had a lot of area for improvement, especially true whenever the ball would be close to the rail, and the head would keep players from making a decent shot. A quote taken from Paradon.co.uk explains how during the 1929 to 1930 there was a tremendous increase in demand for billiard cues about brought about by the opening of several thousand billiard halls. I can already imagine the joy of purchasing your new cue back in those days. Walking with a carrying case and a new pool stick, having your own gives you that full pool league experience. There are two different styles of pool cues. One is used for the first play of every match, which is to separate the striped and the solid balls, using the breaking cue. Predator released the first break cue in 2001, equipped with balanced weight design as well as a trip furlue developed to transfer maximum energy. This information was taken from the article on PredatorCues.com. Just in the history and the longevity of this sport and its tight association, it's easy to want to pick up a cue and start playing. Let me first tell you about my personal connection with this amazing game. Falling in love and getting better at this game took a lot of patience and dedication. Telling you about every win and loss would be too much. So let me explain where I started playing, when I was introduced to the APA, and my first time experiencing winning with my team. I began playing summer of 2002 in the city of Canoga Park in my uncle's garage. No form of de- no form or detailed instruction on how to play. I began hitting the balls. Soon visits to my uncle's house, which were intended for swimming and getting out of the heat, became practice sessions. In no time, I was beating and putting up a good fight against competition in that garage. Little did I know my skills would need a lot of improvement to compete with APA players. In 2018, at a local dive bar, Pogo's Bar and Grill, I was introduced to the National Pool League. I joined a team by the name of Taylor Made. Then, this is where my game went to the next level, watching and learning from the higher ranked players on my team and the opponents. My first season played with TaylorMade, spring of 2018, we won the Valley Wed Blue tournament and took first place and split the prize money among us. That season was full of styles of play and strategy needed to get the win. Knowing only how to strike my ball before turned into learning to play defense through ball placement, which also helped on the offensive end. As you can see, playing for money and bragging rights for the night, APA can get very competitive. Just as I was taught new skills when playing billiards, first we were able to learn interesting facts about the history of the 8-ball pool and the APA league. Second, going over a pool cue, and lastly, my connection to the game. Next time you walk into your local bar, take a glance over at the pool tables. It could be league night or an APA tournament going on. Take a final look at my prize pool cue. Hopefully, it will encourage you to visit your local billiard store and purchase one. You may be the next one competing for first place.